Hunter introduced the TTS series of golf rotors to the market with some very unique capabilities. Our full line of total top service rotors are the only golf rotors on the market where every serviceable component is accessible from the top without digging. When I first got involved with the golf market many years ago, one of the first things I learned about golf rotors is that they had what's called top service capabilities. Today, every traditional rotor on the market has these very same features. What this basically meant is that you could pull out the riser assembly and also the valve down below the riser assembly, all from the top without digging and disturbing the turf around the rotor. Unfortunately, when it comes to servicing the pilot valve, the pressure regulator, the solenoid, and the solenoid connections, traditional golf rotors still require that you dig up around the sprinkler head, making a big mess. That's not the case with Hunter's TTS rotors. Again, every serviceable aspect of the rotor can be accessed from the top without digging. Well, for good reason, the TTS concept is embraced by all. It all comes down to what I like to call maintaining course playability. This is the goal, the very essence of what all of us within the industry strive to achieve. It doesn't matter whether you're a manufacturer, the distributor, the contractor, the specifier, the club manager, and certainly the golf course superintendent. We all have this common goal. You see, with 400 to as many as 3,000 electric valve heads on a golf course today, each with their own set of valve circuitry, it's really not a matter of if you ever need to service the rotors, it's a matter of when and how often. And when golfers invest an incredible amount of money to be members of private clubs or invest their precious 6 hours to play out on a public golf course, the last thing we want to see is dug up heads or the scars from a prior service. The no-dig solution provided by Hunter's TTS rotors will absolutely help maintain playability. At the same time, will serve to help the superintendent look really good in the eyes of their management. Hunter's TTS rotors not only help prevent scarring, but because of the efficient nozzles in the rotors, it helps keep the course looking great as well. TTS rotors also help keep the maintenance costs down. This is because any servicing activity is accomplished very quickly and without digging. No longer do you need to dig a big hole in the fairway or around the green. As it turns out, the engineering challenges were immense. This is in part due to what we learned from the field with our customers. The first thing we did is we went out and we talked to specifiers, we talked to golf contractors and to the superintendents. We wanted to find out what they liked and what they disliked about the current products. We also wanted to hear about anything new that they had in mind. We came back with a wealth of information about what these new rotors needed to have. First, something as simple as the yardage marker became very important to them. They wanted the yardage marker to be as large as possible. And we found out that we not only had to accommodate the placard style of yardage marker, but also the need for the newer upcoming direct engraving of the marker into plastic on the rotor. Decoders have become huge across the country and around the world. And a neat idea that came out of the whole thing was, is there a way for you to include a decoder within the valve and head rotor? And so that's something that we took into consideration as well. Contractors also told us that it would be very important to have a means to protect the valve circuitry during servicing, a way to keep the components out of the dirt while you were working on them. Another important thing was pressure regulation. Every rotor has to have adjustable pressure regulation nowadays, but what they did not want to have is a means to adjust the rotor from the top. They wanted it out of sight, out of mind, so that the untrained worker or the golfer walking around trying to shut off a rotor wouldn't accidentally adjust the pressure regulation. Contractors also wanted the convenience of the traditional way to hook up the solenoids with the wiring protruding down from the bottom of the rotor. But yet we wanted a way to connect those very same splices within the rotor from the top without digging. So that became an important consideration as well. Finding a way to protect the riser seal in the rotor was important as well. We needed to find a way to protect it from external contamination such as top dressing. And the ability to remove the valve seat and the rock screen from the rotor became very important. These things and more made it a very challenging project. Designed from the start with a well-rounded purpose, the TTS rotors are truly the only golf rotors on the market with the perfect combination of a total top service capability, servicing ease, efficiency, and durability all packed into one product.